He entered the blood arena for his wife's life, then won an alien woman no one dared touch. The arena roared like thunder, and the sky above was a dark curtain pulled tight over the fate of men who dared challenge it. Kalen stood at the edge of the blood arena, his bare feet on hot sand soaked with the memories of fallen warriors. He wore only torn armor and the determination in his eyes. They had taken his wife. Accused of theft, she had been sentenced by the Arkan High Council to the arena's gamble. Her life could only be redeemed if her mate fought in her name and survived. Kalen had not hesitated. He had once been a soldier, but this arena was something else. It was a world ruled by blood and fire and silence that came after screams. The alien overlords found entertainment in Mortal Kombat, and Kalen had become their newest game. They gave him a spear too light for killing, and a shield barely wide enough to stop a blade. Across from him stood a beast, not a man. The creature had 4 arms, a tusk face, and armor forged in molten steel. The alien crowd screamed in delight, expecting a quick end. Kalen exhaled. He could not afford fear. His wife Lyra watched from a cage suspended above the ring, her hands gripping the bars of her mouth, moving in silent prayer. The gong rang. The beast charged with fury, but Kalen ducked under the swing. He moved like water, fast and careful. The spear darted forward, slicing the creature's leg. A cheer rose and died quickly as the beast retaliated, slamming a massive fist into Kalen's side. He flew across the sand, tasting blood in his mouth. He rose. Pain burned through him, but Lyra's face kept him grounded. 3 more rounds he survived. 3 more champions. He bested with strategy, not strength. He twisted around blades, danced between axes, and broke bones with precision earned through survival, not skill. Then came the final match. The gates opened. Silence fell. From the shadows stepped not a beast, but a woman. Tall, slender alien, and covered in scars. Her skin shimmered with the hue of midnight, her eyes like molten silver. The crowd did not cheer. They whispered. She was known as Vera, the Untouched. She had killed every man who dared raise a weapon to her. She fought only when ordered. She had never spoken. No one knew her origin. She had once burned an entire arena down when a drunk noble tried to claim her. Now she faced Kalen. He lifted his spear again. His chest rose and fell with ragged breaths. Vera walked forward without drawing a weapon. Her eyes studied him, then drifted up to the cage above where Lyra still clung. Kalen held his ground. She stopped 5 steps away. Then she did something no one expected. She knelt. The entire arena gasped. Vera placed both hands behind her back and lowered her head. Submission. Kalen stared. Confused. The overlord in the royal box barked orders. Kill her. Finish the match. Kalen looked up at Lyra. Her eyes were wide. Then he looked back at Vera. He stepped closer and reached out slowly. She did not move. He dropped the spear. The gong rang. Victory. The arena exploded with disbelief. The overlord stood furious. But tradition bound them. The winner had to be rewarded. His wife was released. And to the surprise of everyone, the alien woman Vera was offered as a secondary prize. No one dared touch her, but Kalen did. He took her hand gently. She looked up and for the first time in her life smiled. That night Kalen, Lyra, and Vera were given quarters in the victor's wing. Guards watched them from a distance, unwilling to enter. Lyra looked at her husband with confusion. Why did she kneel for you? I do not know, he said. He turned to Vera. Why? She finally spoke. Her voice was like wind through stone. You fight not for glory, not for power. You fight for love. I have not seen that in 100 cycles. I do not kill those who remind me what I was before I was caged. Lyra stepped forward. You were taken too. Vera nodded once. She told them her story. of how she had once lived free on a world of singers and warriors, and how slavers had taken her for her strength, how she had been forced to fight until she stopped feeling. But something in Kalen's eyes, something the way he bled, and rose again for the woman he loved, had broken the chain around her spirit. The next day, they were summoned to the high box. The overlords demanded Vera return to the arena. Kalen refused. She is mine by your law. I will not allow it. They laughed. You are human. What power do you think you have here? Then Vera stepped forward. I will fight again, but only once. The overlords leaned in. I challenge your champion. If I win, we walk free. The court hesitated, then agreed. The next day, the arena was full again, this time to see Vera in full glory. Across from her stood a towering alien bred for destruction, twice her size, 4 times her weight. The match began. Vera moved like lightning. Every strike was a whisper. Every dodge was a dance. Within minutes, the champion fell never to rise again. She turned to the royal box. Now we go. And so they did. The arena never saw her again. Kalen, Lyra, and Vera disappeared into the outer systems. Stories followed them. Some said Vera became a protector of lost children. Some said she married Kalen and Lyra both, and they raised a family of warriors and dreamers. Others claimed she returned to her homeworld to free it from those who had taken her long ago. Kalen never spoke of the arena again. Only once when asked about Vera, he said, she was the prize they feared, the blade they could not tame, and the friend I never expected to find in a place meant only for death. And in the end, that was enough. They lived free, not because they fought, but because they chose to believe something better still waited beyond the blood and sand.